Hey girlies, grab yourself a mug of hot chocolate and get yourself a blanket because we're going to be talking about the 5 signs that your boyfriend secretly hates you. Now, before I get into all the juicy details, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and click the notification bell because we'll be having videos and better like this every other week. Are you subscribed? Don't become a Unonati without being in the community, okay? Okay, all right. So today I would like to talk about something that I feel like we don't talk about as much. We talk about green flags and red flags, and we talk about all these other different things. But have you ever asked yourself if your man, yes, the one who you're dating, hates you? Yes, sometimes someone who is your partner can actually really have disdain and disgust for you. Then you would ask, why is he there? We'll make a separate video on that. But for now, we're going to be discussing 5 signs that you can discern for yourself that a man secretly hates you, even though he is dating you. The first is very simple and quite common, but when he communicates with you, it's cold and almost feels like a burden to him. You kind of feel like it's routine when he's texting you. Babe, I won't be able to talk to you today because I have a meeting and I have to go to A, B, and C, D. Have a good day. Period, point blank, done. And that's because you had already cried to be told when he's going somewhere and what he is doing at a certain time, because you're wondering to yourself, where's my man? What is he doing? And already now he's making it look like as if it is a chore. Also, when he's talking to you, his communication is quite condescending. Have you ever spoken to a guy who does nothing but mansplain to you and talk to you like as if you're not clicked on up here? Exactly. If a man is not communicating to you with kindness, with love, with empathy, with understanding, it might be time to check whether this person actually likes you. And I would go as far as to say, as someone who is very intuitive, I listen so much to the words that I used. Diction is very important, and I feel like people ignore that a lot. Words are synonyms for a reason. So for example, there's hate, there's loathe. There's a reason why I would use hate today and then I would use loathe another day. It's not because the words don't necessarily mean the same thing, but they show different extremities and they show different meanings. So if someone is using specific words to address you, I feel like you need to look into that and think to yourself, what does that really mean for me if someone uses certain words and certain language around me? And that's not always, by the way, like abusive language. I know when you talk about that, people are thinking, oh, is it curse words? Is it someone telling me I'm ugly or I'm stupid? No. This is not always direct. It's in the way people say certain things. The double entendre in a message always is very, very important. And I feel like as a woman, if you'd like to know how your man really feels about you, you need to listen to the diction that is being presented to you. Number 2, he's nonchalant and he doesn't really like to show you affection. Now, I know that the Lulu girls are going to come here and say, my man is nonchalant, my man doesn't really show emotions, mine doesn't really show feelings. Sweetie, no one is saying that he has to be a burst of explosion of love and emotion and like Mickey Mouse. But girl, he's supposed to care somewhat about you. He's supposed to smile somewhat when he sees you. He's supposed to want to embrace you when he sees you. Wants a hug, wants a kiss, wants some sort of affection. And if your man is nonchalant and a lot of the times even irritable around you, chances are he might not really like being around you. And by the way, when I say this, I don't come from a place of it's your fault that he doesn't like you. It could be sometimes though. I'm not saying it isn't. But a lot of the times you need to understand that these people are dealing with their own issues and they're internalizing them and then projecting them right back onto you. So you're thinking to yourself, why is he irritable with me? I do everything for him. I dote on him. I cook, I clean, I don't argue. I don't do this, I don't do that. Well, sweetheart, you can't talk someone into actually liking you. And the truth is, if someone is not very excited to have your presence, chances are they probably don't like you. In fact, I would argue that they might even hate you. Because honestly, if you are someone that says you claim to love this person, why wouldn't you want to be spending time with them? Why wouldn't you want to be excited to be with them and show them some sort of affection, whatever that language is for you, you know? And so I feel like if your man is not the most affectionate person, he's nonchalant, he's dealing with his own issues, leave him exactly where he's at and go and find you someone who is loving, someone who's obsessed with you in a healthy way, and who is actually excited to be in your presence. Because I just feel like life is too short to be with people who clearly don't want to be with you. but that's just me though. Anyway, number 3, if he does not compliment you. Now, I know that so many people have experienced this, including myself. If your man is someone that says, oh no, you're so beautiful, like, I don't need to say you're beautiful. I don't need to tell you look great. I don't need to tell you that you dressed well today. I don't need to tell you that your hair looks amazing or your lashes look amazing. Run. Run and run the other way so quickly. Look, compliments exist for a reason. People probably know that they're beautiful because people have been telling them all their lives. No one kind of thought to themselves, I'm beautiful, because they just looked in the mirror. It's something that we had to gain from society as well as from within ourselves. So it's very important for your partner to pour that love right back into you. It's very important to be affirmed, to be reaffirmed, to be told you're beautiful, you're amazing, you look great, to post even. I would argue, honestly, if your man is like scared to post you, that's a bit of a red flag in my opinion. There's one thing to be a private person, like he doesn't really post anything personal, and that's fine. But someone who is genuinely averse to like showing you to the world and also pecks on your insecurities, I would say. Have you ever met guys who like will say something that is snide towards an insecurity that you have, but they'll be like, but I'm joking. He's not joking. He hates you. He hates you with his guts. He hates you with his entire being, and he has refused to tell you because he's just keeping you around. And the truth is, you need someone who can pour into you. I like it when I wake up in the morning and the guy that I'm interested in says, oh my God, you look lovely. Do I think I look lovely? Absolutely yes. But does it bring another boost of serotonin into my body when he tells me that I look great? Yes. And honestly, if your man is telling you that he doesn't understand why he has to compliment you when you know you look good, ask yourself why it's such a burden for him to just make you feel even more good. Is that someone who loves you? Someone who doesn't want to even add to more pleasure for you? Exactly. And I think we need to think about that very seriously. Anyway, if he's not doing that, dump him in the bin immediately. So that was what? Number 3? Let's go to number 4. This one I don't see talked about as often, but if your man does not ask you in-depth questions about what you're doing, what you have going on, your life, your choices, your conversations, or even your interests, it's something as simple as, I picked interest in like pottery. I saw these guys doing pots last time, and I've been taking pottery classes now, and I'm interested in all of this stuff. And he's not saying anything about that. There's no in-depth follow-up. There's no, oh, so did you like it? Did you meet A, B, and C, D? When will you come back and do it again? Look, let me tell you, the biggest way to know that someone is really interested in you is if they actually care to know things about you. And I feel like as women, we like to think that interest is primarily about lust because that's what we've been taught to receive. So if he's liking your Instagram pictures, if he's saying, oh my God, she's bad, she's hard, she's hot, if he's, parading your lover, you think to yourself, oh my God, he really cares about me. He really likes me. But ask yourself, does he even really know you? Does he care about your interests? Does he care about the things that make your heart flutter? It could be anything. It could be the stars that you enjoy glazing at, and it's something that you enjoy doing. Does he care to understand that? Does he care to follow up on who you are and why you're the way that you are? Because what makes relationships more beautiful is intimacy, and intimacy is not just sexual. It's also about the intimacy of the brain, understanding each other, that chemistry. And if honestly someone is not investing the time into understanding you through and through, chances are they don't like you. Chances are they hate you and they're tolerating you. Because if you really liked someone, wouldn't you be curious enough to understand them? Let me tell you guys a secret. One of my tests as a single lady is I like to understand if the guy that I'm talking to is just fascinated by me versus actually likes me. There's people who are fascinated by you. You're a beautiful woman, you speak a certain type of way, you present yourself a certain type of way. Of course, guys are gonna come to you and say, oh my God, I like you. But you like what? You don't know anything about me. You don't know what I like. You don't know who I am. You don't know my middle name. How do you like something that you do not know? No, you are fascinated by me. And to like me is to want to know me, is to want to be curious, is to want to deep within my walls and see who I know Shamiri Ashley is from the core. And that is when I know that someone actually genuinely likes me. And you need to pay very much attention on what someone is saying when they're asking these questions. Lastly, he's apathetic. Now, this is something I've talked about on TikTok. This has caused so much debate. This conversation where guys are like, oh, I'm so logical, as a woman, you're emotional, for you don't understand things logically, and da-da-da, da-da-da. The truth is, a lot of the times, what these men lack is empathy. Let me explain. If I am your girlfriend, if I am your partner, and I come to you and I say to you that I had a long day, I had a bad day, something happened to me, it is not that I necessarily want your advice. I'm a grown woman. I am 24 years of age. I can decipher a solution, I can decipher the problem, I can understand a way forward, and I'm quite intelligent. So I do not necessarily need a solution unless I have explicitly asked for one. What I'm looking for is, do you care that I've been hurt? Do you care that that girl pissed me off when she said that about my dress? Does it bother you? Do you care that I'm sad right now? Would you want to give me a hug? Do you want to take me for ice cream? Do you want to make my day better in whatever way it is? And it doesn't have to be about money, guys. But are you empathetic towards me? I feel like the best way to understand a man hates you is the way he responds to your problems. First of all, he acts like you're inconveniencing him by the entire conversation. He'll tell you, but it's not that deep. It's not that deep. But it is deep to you, so it is absolutely that deep. Because your feelings don't have to be invalidated for you to have a partner. It's not okay. And a lot of girls, because of internalized misogyny, will delude yourself and say, no, guys, be more logical. No, they don't. They just lack empathy. And they're not allowed in society to feel their feelings. So even them, by the way, they don't know how to process their own emotions. That's why they project that onto us. Because for him, if he comes home and he says, John really pissed me off. Like, he was saying this and this and this, and it really pissed me off. You, in this society who likes, as a woman who condemns men for showing their emotions, you'll say, man, but you're a man, grow up. Like, why do you care about that? And so it doesn't mean that he didn't feel those feelings. He just knows that they're invalidated. And so if they're invalidated within himself, he absolutely is not going to validate them to you. Like, in fact, I feel like a lot of men will resent the fact that for you can have such casual conversations about these everyday emotions, while for them they have to maintain a straight face. And so that's why a lot of the times you might have that type of conflict. But I can promise you that if a man genuinely cares about you, he will care more about the fact that you have been hurt, that you're not having a good day, that you're not in a good mood, and he needs to lift your spirits, because that's what love is about. Think about it. For you, when you're talking to your man and he's stressed, the first thing you're thinking about is not to give him solutions necessarily. It's to nurse his feelings. And then we say, okay, so how do we move on from this situation? I think everything has steps, everything has balance. Solutions are important. No one is saying that they're not important. But before we get to a solution, we need to understand the context of things. What is it that I need in this moment? And a lot of the times, your partners need raw time. They just need time to feel like they're appreciated and they're cared about, and their pain is noticed. It's hard, it's seen, And so I feel like the best way to see that a man does not care about you, it's empathy. Empathy is something that just doesn't apply to you. It also applies to everything. I'm a strong believer in dating someone who is kind to the world. I don't believe in dating someone who is a terrible person to everyone else and so good to me, because that is a facade, and eventually it will be my turn, because I am not special. There's no amount of beauty that would ever exempt you from bad character, as we have seen many times. If you relate to any of these 5 signs from your partner, please share in the comments below what is something that made you feel like, yeah, this man hates me. This man hates me so much that I need to leave him. I want you to share with me your stories in the comment section, and I'll be responding. Thank you so much for watching the video till the very end, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. And we are shooting at the beautiful Hotel Athena in Bugolobi, so don't forget to come and check it out if you're looking for like a good pool party vibe. Beautiful rooms, as you can see my ambience. Thank you so much. See you guys next time. Ciao.